Hello everyone, welcome to the another video on Helm in practice with example. Today we are going to look into another flow control, and that is range. Range is a looping control. So like in many other programming language, we have a loop like until loop or for loop or till loop. There are many different kind of loops are available, and this is also similar to that one. So we can iterate through the range of the value in the range of control flow. Now let us go to the Visual Studio Code. Here I have created another Helm chart using the Helm create Helm control flow range, and I have removed everything, and in the values.yaml I just have added some values that we will be using for the Helm control flow range, and I have created a simple config map here. So the way we can use the range is by using the range control, and it is very similar to the other flow control that we have used. We have got a start and we have got end, and in the start we have to define the range. Now the first range, that first map that I want to use is a pizza topping. Okay, so it's like I can use range, and then my values are coming from values dot pizza topping. Okay, and on the left side of a equal I can fetch that value, and I can give some any name that I like, for example toppings, right? So I can get that, and also let's say I also want to get the index. So I get two values here. Index is by default available for each of the range item. Okay, and whatever the values that is coming is going to come, anything that is coming inside the pizza toppings I am going to have available right here in the toppings. So I can use this range value by using, let's say I say okay dollar index. So I have index, right? So I can get that index here, and I want to use as a key value pair. So I will use index as a key, and my value is topping, right? Dollar topping, and let's say I also want to quote it. So I can also apply my pipe function again and use that. So now I have created my function here, and what I will do is I will do a dry run Helm install, then Helm range control flow. Okay, and it is inside Helm control flow range, and I will do dry run, and it will install. So if you look at this, it has created a config map for me, and it iterate through each of the toppings, and on the left side it is giving me an index. I also can do quote here if I want to. I should be able to get the quotes on the left side again, but let us keep it like this, no quotes here. Okay, so this is how I can fetch the values using range function. Here in my pizza toppings did not have any key value pair. Only the values were available. Let's say I have some key value pair, okay, and I want to use that for fetching those range values. So I can do that as well. So I have range, and I will also add and tag again. Okay, inside this one I want to fetch a key value pair. So in the my cart I have got some value and I have got key again, right? So I can say it like this is my range key and I have got a value again. Okay, and on the right side I just provide a value object, and that is values my cart. So now I can use this to fetch key value pair. So here I can say my key is this, right? Then I add colon, and now my value is value, right? So this is how I can fetch key and value, and I can use that. So let me do the dry run and see. So now if you look at it, my all the values from inside my cart is been fetched, and it has iterated through each of this value and it has given me all the values. So deployment, then image, then pod and tag, right? So all these values were fetched and it is populated right here. So this is the another way we can use the key value pair. Similarly, you also can create the tuple of the range. For example, let's say range and tuples, and let's say I have got three values. Let's say 1, 2 and 3, and I will add and tag, and I want to iterate through this one. So I can iterate through that as well. So here what I'll do is I will add some file objects type, okay, numbers, let's say, okay, and like this, okay. And now here I want to get a current scope, okay, and let us try to run it again. And here look at this, I am able to create the did I add okay, I think this is good enough. So it is like a, if you remember in the Kubernetes we can generate the file objects like this. So here range, it took the tuples and then values of that tuples, and then with a current scope of the range I can fetch those value and populate it. So this is another way we can create or use a range object. There are many other options also available. So one of the objects that I wanted to discuss is I want to create a separate config map, multiple config map using the range object. So let us see how we can create that using this map of the map. So what I will do is I will create one more config map, and let us see how I can generate multiple config maps. So config map range 2.yml. Here what I'll do is I'll copy some details from here and put it here, okay. Range control flow, let's say I don't want to add this, and I want to add some data here, okay. So what I will do is I am going to use this map. I have got a country, So the top level map object is my country, then there are states Maharashtra and Rajasthan, and inside that one there are districts or city or village, whatever it is that we can use. So let us say I just keep it here for reference. Okay, and now what I do is I create my range. So when I complete this, we will be able to create multiple config map using this. So range, I say key and let's say state. Okay, and here my top level range is value dot India, and this is a and object that I need to add. Okay, and then now I have got a top level object. I created a range config map, and at the end what I will do is I will add a key so that each of that config map that it creates will have a separate name. Now I am able to get a values from inside. So now I am going to get a Maharashtra and Rajasthan. So in this key I will have Maharashtra and Rajasthan. So it will create a config map with a name range to config map Maharashtra, range to config map Rajasthan, and now I will fetch the internal value from inside that. So now I say another range. Okay, and its values are like this. Like I will have another key. So let's say this is my key 1 and this is my value 1. Okay, and let's say I give a proper name as like a state area, right? And I can get this. And now what is my state? This is my state, right? This is my state. So I get state. Now I get all the values from inside that one. So now I have got a key and I have got a value. So I can fetch the key with dollar key 1 and I map a value using the state area, right? I can get that. So I will have state area on the right side. So key and the state area. And now once my map gets created, I need to add 3 dashes to create another map. Now if you look at this, what we have done, we got India, right? This is the top level object. So now all the values are available. So this has 2 values, Maharashtra and Rajasthan, key and value. Key is Maharashtra and Rajasthan is a state, right? So I have got a key, I just put it here. Now from the key, from the states, that is whatever the value is coming from inside, I will be using to fetch another values, right? Now let us try to run it and see what happens. Okay, now I will run this again and let us see what happened. I have done this. Now let us see how it is getting bad character dash. What is that dash? Dash dash dash. Is it bad character dash? And I can say lower. Does it have any specific values that is causing this problem? No. Meanwhile, I had stopped and tried to debug it, and I realized that I had added a dash right here. So I removed that and tried running it. So let me try running it one more time. Okay. So if you look at it, it has created, this was the one that I created first time, range 1. Now the range 2, what happened here? for range, let me pull the values here. So first of all, range to config map, and it pulled up a top level value, that is Maharashtra, and then it created a values with a internal values, district, city and the village, right? Then it created another config map with a name range to config map Rajasthan, Rajasthan, okay, and then it fetched that value. I think it should be Rajasthan. Okay, that's okay. Okay, and then after it fetch an internal value. So I am able to create two config map using the range, and the code for that is right here. So this is a small little code that we created, and we are able to create a multiple config map. So this is how we can use we can leverage the range functionality for different kind of use. So this is all I wanted to discuss about the range function. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching this video.